Hey everybody! It's Always Bookin Comedy. It's Monday night. We got Ryan Ergo. How do I say your name? I have to ask you at every
Ergo.
show.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it? Well, I said it two
Well,
different ways.
it's Ergo. It's Ergo.
Ergo. All right, Ergo. Very erudite, very philosophical. Ryan Ergo. We're car twins tonight. Where are you? What rest area are you parked at?
I'm in my office near the Concrete Pumping Holdings in Thornton, Colorado.
There we go. Nice. Is that for real? Where you work?
No,
Oh,
no,
you're just being silly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
no. Where are you?
I am just outside of Denver. I'm almost home.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah. Where are you headed?
I'm headed to the Comedy Fort in a bit here.
Hell yeah, Fort Collins, Colorado. Great club, awesome club. What are you doing up in the old FOCO?
They have an open mic on Mondays, and then I'm closing it out tonight. There's like a book's like 10-minute spot at the end.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
How often do you get up to that club?
I go up like twice a month. To be honest, I think it's at least for the mic. At least I think it's like the best mic to work out new material. And
Nice.
um,
What's a typical audience size?
it's
Civilians.
honestly for the open mic, there's like 50, 60 people in there pretty
Whoa,
regularly. Maybe
that's
less than
awesome.
that, but it always feels pretty full in there.
Yeah.
And it's way better than doing any sort of open mic in Denver right now at least on Monday.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Do they do it in the big room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's in the main club, and I don't know how long they've been doing it, but I think people show up. They know it's a mic, but if people show up, they really enjoy being there. It's like yeah,
Yeah, I used to go when it was Hody's pre-Fort,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I used to have an old podcast where I would drive comics all the way there. We'd talk the whole way up, we'd do a set, and we'd talk on the way back. I've
Nice.
good memories of that spot.
I
It was
did the
great.
glory or the shame of what you just experienced.
Yeah, exactly. We'd make like goals on the way up, and then on the way back, we'd be like, "Well, that was a swing and a miss,"
Yeah, yeah,
or sometimes it worked out. Sometimes it worked. This was a long time ago. This was like 5 years ago. So,
yeah.
hmm. What's been going on comedy wise? So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. My name is Ryan Ergo. I'm a Denver comic, and yeah, I've been doing comedy. I started doing stand up consistently about 4.5 years ago. I
Okay.
first did an open mic back in like 2016, and used to do a lot of sketch and improv and put on sketch shows throughout the 2016 to 2020. But then just decided to start taking stand up more seriously in 2021. And
Okay.
yeah, I
Well,
love doing
let's talk
it.
about the sketch for a second. What was your best sketch? Like if
What
you
was my
think
best
back.
sketch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a really fun sketch. I have a really fun sketch that I did that built a lot of tension. I can think of, we called it "Hey Babe," and it was this. Do you remember the Bovine Metropolis Theater?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Yeah, yeah. I used to put on sketch shows there, and I did improv there too. But so we did like three live three live showings of this one particular sketch show, and one of my favorites was called "Hey Babe," and I was out there in like a wife beater or a partner beater, and
Partner beater. That's hilarious. I've never heard that.
uh,
It's
I was out
woke,
there on a chair. I had like
anti-woke.
what's that?
It's woke and anti-woke at the same time. That's great.
Uh, I was on a chair and I had a remote control and I was like watching TV, and it was just like a 3 beat sketch. It was like basically me being really like aggro, angry, like, "Hey babe, get in here. Where's my TV dinner?" And it built a lot. You could feel how much tension there was in the room. I was like, "Hey, get in here. Bring my dinner." And then the third sketch, I said, "If you don't get out here, get your dainty ass out of here. I'm gonna cancel your Cosmopolitan subscription." And I'm like in a white beater, covered in tattoos. And then finally, the other person comes to the door, and it's just another guy covered in tattoos. And it was just a really fun sketch of like, it was like a really big lesson of like build a lot of tension and then like direct them somewhere else. I think everyone thought it was going to be kind of like a sketchy domestic
Right. Yeah.
being
That's great. Good
yelling at a woman.
misdirect and relieves the tension at the same time. So I'm sure you got a huge
Yeah,
pop. That's cool.
totally. Yeah.
Is that out on
Yeah, I
YouTube if
love
people look for it? Can they like subscribe to your YouTube channel and find it?
that. I don't think I have that up anymore. I mean, those. I buried a lot of that stuff, but I mean, I do have sketches. I've like
All the
video sketches.
blackface stuff, it's gone.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
scrubbed.
The blackface used to be a lot more kind of looked. It celebrated back then, but I kind of no.
By the way,
No,
the live audience is tuned in. You can ask questions. You type them into the YouTube, the Twitch, whatever. If you have questions about sketches or anything really, let us know.
yeah, yeah. Ask away. No, I missed it. Sketch was really fun. It was like honestly something I really cared about for a long time. But it's kind of hard. It's like stand up has so much more. There's so much more of like a trajectory and a route. Like you can just write jokes and you can go do them that night. And sketch is like, all right, I can make a video, but I don't feel the same sort of gratification that you feel when like you do stand up and you do it in front of an
Yeah,
audience.
this is a little bit of an exaggeration, but definitely true. You can monetize stand up a lot easier than sketch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, unless
And
you
then
get on SNL or whatever. But
true,
that's like, that's out of this.
true. But then a
That's a
live sketch show is tough too, and it's like you can't do live sketch every single night, and you can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's a different experience, and I really loved it. But I'm glad I started doing the stand. I would definitely would. Have been meaning to get back into more sketch and more video work and stuff like that. But yeah.
What did you have a videography background or a script writing background or?
I did a lot of improv in college, and I in college I learned like just video editing software. But then I kind of linked up with people who were way better at that stuff than I was. To be honest, I can do very basic editing, but I can't like do it at like a high level or anything like that.
Do you really need like how important is that putting together a comedy sketch? Like what do you need? You need you transit. You don't even need like dissolves between scenes really, or maybe you do. I
Dude,
don't know.
it's more of like the equipment, like knowing how to film stuff, and like I don't have the eye for like I have a friend that I worked with, and we've made 3 or 4 or 5 videos together, and like not quick videos, like kind of like longer. We wrote out stuff, we filmed it, and like it would be nothing with that. Like ever so much of the project was like fun because he had a good director's eye, and he also knows how to use like camera equipment and.
Yeah, I agree with that. The filming, like once you get the content, I think the editing is not rocket science necessarily. You
Totally.
can be Martin Scorsese or whatever,
Yeah.
but you don't. I don't think you need to be. But yes, absolutely. Like sometimes all the clips are like in different color temperatures, or the lighting's bad, or the sound is awful. Like yeah, that stuff is definitely important, and there's a lot of
Totally.
trial and error, I would say.
Yeah. Have you done any sketch or anything like that?
I haven't really done any. I've written a lot of sketches that I have not filmed. Like I have these massive Google Docs with joke ideas, and every once in a while I'll just put like sketch, and then like a couple beats, and it's an idea, and so like I have this vision that someday I'll go back, Command F, search for all the words sketch, and like compile something together. But I'm actually thinking about in February. I'm picking up a comic from LA and we're going to Steamboat for a weekend. And I have a sketch that takes place. It's comics in a car driving somewhere. And I've thought about, and he has like a huge social media following. He's like pretty big. And so I might try and do that. Like that could be my very first sketch. But like a month ago, if you asked me, I would have told you absolutely I'm doing it. And now that it's coming up in like less than 8 weeks, I'm like, I haven't figured out what kind of cameras to use.
Yeah.
And really there's a prop in it. And I that's probably the hardest thing. I gotta track down this prop, which I don't want to give anything away, but it wouldn't be impossible to find. I know like as a child I could have bought it, but I don't know where to find it. I don't know if they sell this stuff anymore, but so
yeah. Well, there's always a million reasons not to do something, but it's sketchy. You really have to commit. You really have to stand up. You just do the joke if it doesn't work. But like sketch, you really like. All right, now I'm acting. It feels. Some people
yeah,
that
the
come
bar
very
is way
naturally
higher.
to, but say it again.
The bar is way higher.
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. What is so you were I wouldn't say talking trash, but you were saying Monday Denver mics kind of rough. Do you have a favorite mic? Like what day of the week is is your best
Oh,
favorite mic?
you know,
Excluding
I
the
mean,
fort on Mondays.
I shouldn't. Yeah, I think. I mean, I was fortunate enough to do a lot of like awesome open mics for so long in Denver. Um, there's so many good mics. It just think the landscape has kind of changed right now, where it just feels like there's so many shows, and that because there's so many shows, not as many people want to go to open mics. Um,
Hmm.
so I just think that it's harder. It's harder, but you still go and work stuff out. I say the fort is that's why I go so much to the fort is because it's such a good mic. And Fort Collins doesn't have as many comedy shows, and they don't have anything else on a Monday night.
Right.
Uh,
And just to give people an idea, like roughly how long is that drive for you each
it's
way?
an hour. It's a little over an hour, so I'm spending time
Yeah.
in the car. But I used to go to Irish Rover and wait there. Submit. Write your name down, wait for an hour, wait for another hour. So it's basically the same thing. You're just in the car. You sign up ahead of time for the fort, which is nice.
Right.
Uh, so, but I'd say it's stuff that's like good. I haven't been in a while, but like the Rise mic is always consistently. There's going to
Yeah,
be people
especially
there.
if you get up early.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can go to Rise. I've been to Joe
Twins.
Willie's once. I had a fun time there.
What
I
was
think
it?
Monkey Barrel. What's that?
Did you say Willie's?
Joe Willie's. That's one of Garrett's mics.
Huh.
Yeah, it's on
I
South
don't know.
Broadway. It's
Okay.
upstairs.
Okay.
But
Have you
then
been to Jack Comstock's, Mike? Does he still
that's
do that?
Joe Willie's. That's Joe Willie's.
Oh, that's the same one. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, Jack's the host, but it's like a Pallet City thing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Huh. And that one's decent.
I've been once. It was fun. Yeah, there was like a
Okay.
few people there. It was,
Nice.
but then Monkey Barrel, feel like it's a solid one. But yeah, man,
Nice.
you gotta go out there and I think you just lower your expectations of how things are gonna land.
Absolutely. I agree. 100%. You kind of like gotta like feel it funny from yourself. Like as you say the words out loud in public, you have to decide like because you can't trust the audience to even be paying attention to you, let
Yeah,
alone uh give a laugh.
totally. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. You done much travel for comedy? You been out of the state at all?
Yeah, a decent amount. Let's see, I mean, I'm always trying to go different places, and luckily enough, I have like a cool job that I've been able to line up going out of town and uh, going on work trips and stuff like that. But I was actually in the fall. I was doing comedy out in Germany, in
Whoa,
Berlin.
no way. Tell me about that.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool. Honestly, that was just like a trip where I was like, I needed time off work, and I was just like so ready to take time off. But I had done comedy out there before, and so luckily I had met some people.
Are you in
And
Berlin? Where are you in Germany?
what? Yeah,
Where
in
in
Berlin.
Germany?
In Berlin. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Berlin's got a really
And
good scene, and I
and in
went there
English,
like a really good.
right?
Say it again.
You do it in English.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it
There,
like expats or is it Germans who know English
it's
as a second language?
it's an international scene, so it's like you'll be on a show with like a person from Slovenia and a person from
Spain.
from Germany and Spain, yeah, like and then in the crowd it's a very international like Berlin, like New York, like London. This is a very international city. So it's different with what kind of humor you're doing. A lot of those comics they're doing like international humor.
Okay.
Like there's like kind of like a trope of you go to a different city and people are doing like local material there. They're like making fun of the town over. There, it's like they're making like my joke is always they're always saying stuff like French people be like and like they're like making fun of like other countries and that's
Right.
in that way it's fun. It's fun to watch, but it's also cool to go there and kind of try to figure out what of your material is going to translate and do well. And so the first time I went there, I had a lot of fun. But the second, most recent time, I did like 6 or 7 shows and had like
Whoa.
so much fun.
That's awesome. We got a question from online, and then I got a question as well.
Yeah.
From North Carolina, do you have to calibrate your set, or is it a pretty good litmus test for any room, and I believe he means doing a set in Germany.
Yeah, well, the first time, so this most recent time, I went out there and the first show I did, I just doing like a 10-minute spot, and it was so helpful because like I did 10 minutes and I just like half the stuff really worked and half the stuff did not, and including like my closer, including just these just like little references
Yeah.
where you're like, a good example is like the first, like there's a joke where I reference Venmo, and
Okay.
and I'm like, I remember being like, oh, they don't have Venmo here, so there's a PayPal, but it's just like all these little references, and
Yeah.
then you kind of just got to say some stuff and see what they respond to. Like
Yeah.
if you're just doing one or two shows, it's kind of hard. You're like, well, this is it. But most recently, when I went out there, I did like a 10-minute spot. I was doing 3 spots in one night, so it was just like, all right, I did that first 10-minute set. This half worked. Let's work in some new stuff, and then the next 2 sets were really fun because I just had an idea of what was going to work. And then
Right.
certain audiences were more international, they were more fun, and then certain like very German heavy audiences were like a little more reserved, didn't like
Yeah.
certain things, but yeah, it's just
Do,
really.
do you ever go to San Francisco?
Yeah, I'm actually that's where I'm from, so I'm gonna be out
Oh,
there
no
next
way.
week.
Have you done Cheaper Than Therapy? Have you heard of
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I always struggle there. Like
yeah,
I, I do pretty well in most places, but it's a very international audience, especially I'm usually there on a Wednesday night and they have this deal with a local hostel. And it's taken me years just to figure out this much. And I can't wait to go back the next time and try and do like a international kind of set. But I bet
yeah.
you would crush if you did whatever was going well in Germany uh, to that audience because
That's funny. I
they're all
never.
from Europe. I do crowd work. I'm like, where are you from? And they're like, Romania. It's like, oh, geez, I don't have any jokes about Romania.
That's really funny. I saw a friend who posted a clip about doing maybe crowd work at that same Cheaper Than Therapy, and I swear it was like something, same thing. Somebody was from like, yeah, pretty
It's
kind of.
brutal. I've probably been there 3 or 4 times, and the first 2, maybe 3 times, I didn't know why I wasn't doing well. And then
Yeah.
I finally was like, forget material. I'm going to do crowd work some. And I also ate it doing crowd work. But then I started talking to some comics and they're like, yeah, they're all like from a hostel.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's
I'm going to
funny.
start writing hostel jokes, I guess.
Is that just a Wednesday thing?
No, they do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I usually, like when I'm going through San Francisco, I usually have done a weekend in Oregon and be doing a weekend in San Diego. So I'm there midweek and I can usually get on stuff. Well, offline, I can connect you with some people and get you on some shows out there.
So
You might not
I'm
need any
asking
help.
about like the Wednesday, the hostel thing. Is that like, are the hostel people always
I,
there on Wednesday? Because when I've been
I
there on
think
Sunday,
they're there whenever they have trouble filling the room,
I said,
is
yeah.
my suspicion. I don't know this for a fact, but I think
Okay.
like they're kind of papering the room with hostile people.
Okay.
And Wednesday nights are not an easy night to fill, but maybe certain times. Like, I don't know. Everything's seasonal, right? When maybe there isn't a baseball game and a lot of people are in town for a convention or something because it's right in Union Square, which is I didn't know you were from the Bay Area. That's cool.
Yeah.
Where are you
Yeah.
from? The city?
I'm in the East Bay, but yeah, I've been going out to like the Bay Area the last, like maybe 2 times a year the last 3 years to do comedy, and well, obviously like see family, but then just do shows and stuff like that. And I
It's a
love a
great
lot of those
scene.
comics.
They're really good.
Yeah,
The San Francisco comics are terrific.
yeah.
There's a crazy Monday night show that's a little bit like Lion's Lair. Have you done that one where you
Earthquake.
pull? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing that. I'm doing that next Monday.
Nice. Yeah, I did it. I don't know, like 6 weeks ago or something like that. It's
Oh, nice.
it's it's
Yeah,
wild.
that's just so fun, and that's like, it's funny because I was like, I did that show over the summer, and it was a day after doing a Cheaper Than Therapy set, and it was like a stiffer room that night, and then the next night to go to that Earthquake, and I had so much fun. It was like such a silly, loose show, and it
Yeah.
was like it kind of reminded me of like how fun comedy is supposed to be in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
where it's like,
The
oh,
hosts
this is,
do such a good job. I
yeah,
forget their names. I wish I could shout them out, but
Andrew
they're
Holmgren, Jesse, and
yeah,
Ben Kalina.
yeah, they're awesome. And it's not like it's not easy to set up that silly, fun environment when you have like 2.5 audience members. I don't know if when you went, there were a lot of audience, but there was like basically zero audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But it was still super fun. It was right after Halloween.
I
It was
see.
like,
When I did it, it was like, yeah, it was honestly, it was a summer show, but it was pretty, it wasn't packed, but there was a lot of people in there, and it was like, it was just one of those experiences where it's like, oh, everybody's having fun in here. The comics are enjoying, we're watching, and like, I think what I kind of get disillusioned by sometimes is like shows or mics or whatever when nobody's really paying attention. I always try to watch, always try to, never, if I'm going to be in the room, I'm trying not to be on my phone. I'm just trying to watch people do comedy because that's kind of what makes it fun.
yeah,
And they do a really good job of just like it's a long ass show, but it's really fun and
yeah,
silly, you know.
totally, totally. Have you run any shows? Have you well, I guess you ran that sketch show, but how about stand-up shows?
Yeah, yeah. I produced a few shows. I produced a show, The Thin Man, in
Oh,
Denver.
really? That's that
Yeah,
basement, right?
yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
Ubi
yeah.
Sabubi Room.
Nice,
And then I run a show at the Corner Beat, which is a vegetarian cafe in Cap Hill. Uh,
nice,
yeah, yeah.
sweet,
That's a fun room. But the Thin Man's is definitely like, yeah. I've been running a show there with Logan Burkholz for a little over a year, and that's a really
nice.
fun room.
How do you have any tips or tricks for getting people out in the big city?
Getting people to shows.
Yeah, audience
Uh,
members.
yeah. I mean, just building like we give like if we're not selling tickets, we give away tickets. Always just trying to like there was like this little stretch of time in the summer where things were slow, but we're always bringing people in, giving away free tickets, running promotions, so that it always felt like there was an audience, so that the uh, comics were having a good time, and then people in the audience were like, oh, this is a good, reliable show, and especially in the winter time, it's a lot easier to sell tickets. It feels like,
Yeah,
um,
100%.
I
Especially in
think,
Colorado.
yeah, yeah. I like to go on Reddit. I blast stuff out on Reddit. Uh,
Nice.
and
And
then
like r/Denver.
yeah, in Denver. Yep,
Yeah,
yep. And
cool.
then I don't know. I
Is it
just
a
like
is it a weekly or a monthly?
bi-monthly the Thin Man show.
Bi-monthly.
Yeah,
Oof. That's hard. It's hard to, to get people
they
out.
have a they have a nice clientele though. There's always people at that. Like if I were running bi-monthly at the vegetarian cafe, it would be so much harder. But
Okay.
they're always when we're running the show at the Thin Man, because it's a separate room. Even if we haven't sold that many tickets, we can just go upstairs and get people to come down. So
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
right.
always people at that bar, and there's always people at that coffee shop. The coffee shop's open till like 9 p.m.
Huh. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened at a show you were running?
I don't know. I watched somebody. I watched a good friend of mine inadvertently make a woman cry, which was not. That was fun. That was like one of those. It wasn't anyone's fault. She just. I think she didn't get that he was doing a bit and he was doing some crowd work and she just didn't get it and she got embarrassed and then started crying. Uh,
Uh,
that was tough. That was
how did the audience react? Were they on the comic side or were they did it
Everyone was just
take
like
some of the
quiet. I was
energy?
like, this is so intense. And then we worked through it. The rest of the show was great, but I think those moments where I'm just like, I woke up the next day and I still felt it in my chest of like, oh, there's that terrible tension of how uncomfortable everybody was.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't know. I've been pretty lucky. There's been like at least I'm trying to think of the shows that I've run. Like I've had some disruptive audience members, but for the most part, like I haven't had anything too crazy happen.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
cool.
What about you?
Oh geez. Craziest thing that's ever happened. I ran a show in a bowling alley in the middle of nowhere, Montana, like a 300-person town. Show was supposed to start at 7. At 7 o'clock, it was the second period of the Montana State semifinals of the basketball thing, and their little town was in the game, and it was on TV. So there's like 100 people at the show, but they are glued to the television, and the show's supposed to start. There's no way we can start the show because everybody's watching this. Their little town made it all the way to what's the capital of Montana? Helena, maybe?
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah. They were so excited. And then so it got worse though. It got worse. So we're like, okay, we're gonna delay the game. We'll watch this basketball game. Now we're invested, we're excited. And they're down, they're losing, but they come back, they storm back, and it goes into overtime. And now everybody's going crazy, and they lose in overtime. So
Dang.
now everybody is in the worst mood. And we're like, time for a comedy show.
Yeah, that's so funny. Dang. Was it were you living out there, or was it just like a random?
No, it was like a run I put together. Like there was a stop in Wyoming, I think a stop in Wyoming, maybe a Montana show, and then we came back to Wyoming, then we came back to Denver.
Nice. Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yeah, you never know in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that was funny. We also on that same trip, we got stuck in a cow herd. We were like on a highway. I was driving like 60 plus miles an hour and had to come to a complete stop because there were just cows everywhere.
That's
It was pretty awesome, actually. It was kind of fun. So crazy snow too. It was probably like February or something. Terrible time to drive to Montana. Yeah, you got
Do you
any?
like doing comedy in those like more remote areas?
I love it. I absolutely love it. For the same reason that you like, I think that you like going to Hodie's on a Monday, or sorry, for the Fort on a Monday. There's nothing going on out there, so people come out to the comedy. I'm doing Duluth, Minnesota in January, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna sell out 2 shows. That's northern Minnesota. There's nothing to do. It's like Hoth from Empire Strikes Back up there in January. It's miserable. Like in Minneapolis, they have tunnels because nobody wants to go outside. So it's a great time for comedy and a great place. There's just not like, I mean, nobody's going to watch this, so I kind of feel like this is saying this not publicly. But the other thing is, I'm kind of a big deal in some of these places. Like people are excited to see a human being from Denver. You know, like they haven't left their tiny town their entire life. You know, they're like, what's it like to be able to drive to 3 different Walmarts in the same day? We have to take a day trip to go to one Walmart. You know, it's a 6-hour drive away. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah, I like the small town comedy, and the people are they're the best. I mean, like if you do well on stage, they will take care of you. Like I've sold way more in merch than I was even getting paid to do a gig in middle of nowhere places. And yeah, I really like it. And I run a lot of shows, you know, locally in Colorado. Almost all my shows are like 80 miles or farther away from Denver.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Denver is like, I'm very impressed that you run successful shows in the city of Denver. I run an occasional show in Denver, and it's always so difficult. I can get 100 people out. You know, I put work in. I got email lists, and I'm paying for social media ads and all that stuff. But you know, middle of nowhere, Western Colorado, I can sell a lot of tickets. But Denver, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. There's something to be said about people who are just like, with a lack of a better word, there's like nothing else to do, so they're just like invested in being, you know, they have more patience for the show and the set and the willing to hear you out and stuff.
Yeah, I completely agree, and they're just willing to show up in the first place. So we're running out of time, and it's almost the end of the year. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and to you, Ryan, and other holidays as well, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. You got any goals for 2026?
Just getting out consistently, like trying to get out 5 times a week, 5 sets a week at least. Just going on the road a little more and like going out of town and just.
You got anything? Do you have any plans already set for 2026 to travel anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Bozeman at the end. I'm gonna.
Last Best?
Yeah, Last Best.
That's a great club. Awesome.
Yeah, I did their fest a few years ago and really enjoyed it, and so gonna feature there. And then what else? I know I got some stuff set up, but
do you know who your headliner is already?
Yeah, it's Eddie Ift, actually. Who I think.
Oh, no way! I'm good buds with Eddie. Yeah.
I did one of your shows with him at the barbecue joint up in.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. man. I mean, they're still around, but we don't do comedy there anymore. That was one of my favorite venues. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah. Moe's Barbecue. I still love them. Moe's Original Barbecue, everybody. They're in like 20 states. Go find them. They're delicious food. Yeah, Eddie rules. That's awesome. Are you driving?
No, I'm flying out there. My little sister lives in Bozeman.
Oh,
So go out
nice.
there, visit her, hang out. Hopefully go back sometime in the spring and summer and do more stuff out there. But yeah, just trying to get out at least once or twice a month somewhere else.
Yeah.
Uh, so I want to go to Tulsa. I got to get that figured out.
I don't know. I barely know any. I went to Oklahoma City once.
Oh, cool.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard good
Or
things about it.
wherever. Where's OU? OU's in
Oh,
a
you?
different Oklahoma University.
I don't know what it is.
I forget. I just met some guy at a corporate, and it turned out he lived right across the street from the place I did the show. But yeah, I don't know a lot about Oklahoma, unfortunately. But I can. And once we get off air, I got an idea for you in Montana to maybe get
Oh,
an
cool.
ad.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we got to wind this up. How can people find you, Ryan Ergo?
You can find me on Instagram, Ryan_Ergo, ERGO, and YouTube, Ryan Ergo Comedy.
Okay. Hell yeah, everybody. We got a couple weeks till Christmas. We don't need to overload the Merry Christmas, but everybody have a great week. We'll see you next Monday. Check out the back catalog. We got tons of shows, and thanks, Ryan, for being here. Stick around.